Y'all can read, but in case you a little bit slow and you actually can't read, currently Ubisoft is going through some trouble. Now, if you play games, you're sitting there like, of course Ubisoft is going through trouble. The only thing they got in the pipeline is fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows. But if you're not too hardcore in the gaming scene, in the scene of gaming, you might be sitting there confused as to why Ubisoft is in trouble. Excuse me, by the way. Well, I definitely can tell you why. Recently, the games they've dropped in the past year, the last 3 moneymaker games they dropped, didn't make them the money it was supposed to make them. That being Star Wars Outlaws, Avatar, and Flopping Bones. But this is troubling news. Because for those of you who don't understand why those games that they put out not doing well are bad for them, is because Ubisoft is a multi-million-dollar corporation, and when you spend millions of dollars on something just to put it out and it not make money, and everybody who likes buying your product says we don't want this bullshit, that means you lose money. And Ubisoft has been doing that, releasing stuff that nobody wanted, that people who are a part of their core fan base that would want to buy literally anything they put out haven't been wanting to buy anything they put out since about 2021. And they're suffering. Financially, they're suffering. And 2021 or something like that. Matter of fact, I ain't got to tell you what their stock price is. I could show you. Ubisoft stock. Oh, it's actually up today. It's up to $3. Hey, that must mean pre-orders for Assassin's Creed is doing real good. But look, if you would have brought Ubisoft stock in 2021, you would have paid $20 for it. Versus today, it would be $3. And for that same stock you pay for, so $3.02. Let's say you brought $100 worth of stock, right? Negative minus 70.8%. Okay, copy. So let's say you brought $100 worth of Ubisoft stock. Actually, no. Let's put a comma there. Let's say for some ungodly reason, you brought $10,000 of Ubisoft stock. That same stock that you paid $10,000 would right now be worth $7,808. Imagine spending $10,000 and over the years losing excuse me, 78,000 is how much lost. So it will be 10,000 minus 7,808. Excuse me. 10,000 minus that number. If you spent $10,000 on Ubisoft stock in 2021, you would have approximately, this is not an exact number, this is just an approximate estimation to give you an idea of how much money this company is losing. $10,000 worth of Ubisoft stock has depreciated to be $2,192. That company is losing money. They're burning and bleeding cash by the second, and they're going more and more broke as time goes on. And it's not because they went woke. They're going broke because their games fucking suck, and what they're selling, niggas don't want to buy. Let's zoom in a little bit more on this article in case any blind niggas are watching my video. A new report from Bloomberg, a very reputable source whenever they talk about business stuff. It is verified that they have insiders on the industry and that they have plenty of experts. Not just understand that any publication can make mistakes, but it is rare that Bloomberg makes a mistake because they actually talk to insiders. They actually have contacts with people in the industries that they talk about, and they have people that are experts of that said industry talk about things. So if you see a report from Bloomberg about anything, just know that report is real And that report is based in facts. Register for free. Yeah, no, fuck you. Via Bloomberg cites people familiar with the matter, noting the founding Guillemot family. That's the name of the family that owns Ubisoft, the Guillemots. Okay. Family are considering a variety of options, including a buyout to recoup its market value, which has dropped more than half in stock valuation this year alone. So now I need to look it up. Let's see. Stop. So as they said, this year it dropped more than half. So it went up a little bit. So maybe, but they said 49.75%. So let's use the same number. Let's see if, for some god awful dumbass reason, if you brought $10,000 of Ubisoft stock, let's do the math and see how much money you would have lost. Which, I'm not no financial expert, but I could have told you, just as somebody who knows the gaming space, that you were getting ready to lose money. Some percentage. Okay, so 4,900. Copy. Now let's subtract that number from 10,000. Oh, it took the negative sign out for some reason. So if this year, if at the head of the year, you would have spent 4,900 and if at the beginning of the year, you would have spent $10,000 buying Ubisoft stock, you would currently have $5,025 worth of Ubisoft stock. Just to give you an idea of how crazy, because like, I feel like especially when I first started learning about stocks, like whenever people tell you percentages, like, oh, they lost 6% of their revenue. Like, as a person who doesn't know much about stocks, it's like, what the fuck is 6%? That doesn't sound like a lot. But when you actually start hearing these numbers quantified, it's like, oh, so imagine you spent $10,000 on this company. Right as of right now, if you would have spent $10,000 on this company, you would have made negative 4,000 something dollars. Let me repeat myself just in case you thought you misheard me. You would have made a negative amount of money, meaning you would have lost money. You would have spent $10,000 to get, you basically gave them free money. That's basically what happened. You gave them free money and they squandered it. The Chinese, to recoup its market value, which has dropped more than half this year, the Chinese publisher and developer Tencent, which, by the way, if you don't know what Tencent is, look them the fuck up. They have their, actually, you know what? Let me give you a visual representation. Tencent, I'm gonna just give you the games division. Tencent games list. And now they didn't make all the games that they have their hands in. Some of these games they just invested in and like have money in the studio on like a what you call it, on like an investor side, right? So let's see if I can find anything major. PUBG Mobile. So if you've ever played PUBG Mobile, that's a Tencent game. You can also look at the screen if you want to see some other place. Oh, if you've ever played League of Legends, Tencent has their hands in that. Crossfire, that's not particularly popular in America, which is where most of my audience is, the United States. But for people who are overseas and whatnot, that's a very popular game. Monster Hunter Online, Crossfire again, Call of Duty. Is this Call of Duty Mobile? Oh no, that's Call of Duty Online. Okay, still they got their hands in Call of Duty. That League of Legends game that was on mobile. If you played that, League of Legends Wild Rift, Tencent, they have their hands in that. Need for Speed Online, that must be your older game. System Shock 3, Call of Duty Mobile. I know, statistically speaking, my American audience has probably touched this game. So Call of Duty Mobile, yeah, Tencent, they're investors in that game. Pokemon Unite. They have their hands in a Pokemon game. Pokemon Unite. Don't Starve. For those of you who are into like indie games and into like survival crafting games, they got their hands in that. Statistically speaking, a lot of you are probably likely to be FIFA lovers or FIFA players. FC Sports, EA Sports, FC Mobile, basically FIFA Mobile. They got their hands in that. So like, yeah. Tencent are basically the big bad guys of the gaming industry. They only invest in games that have successfully been microtransaction the fuck out, or every once in a while they just invest in a game that'll give them a little bit of money. But overall, Tencent joining forces with Ubisoft, not a good thing. Tencent has reportedly been speaking with the Gilmore family and financial advisors on how to stabilize Ubisoft's stock value. Stop dropping bullshit games. That's how you stabilize the stock value. Actually do things that make money. Don't nickel and dime people. Make your money. Make a good game, then get money from that good game. Which actually, we're going to talk about that later. Now that I think about it, I should have put this in front of the other article I'm going to talk about in a bit. But we'll get to that when we get to that. On how to stabilize Ubisoft stock value, blah, blah, blah. Of which the Gilmore family owns about 20.5% and Tencent owns 9.2%. Oh, Tencent already owns stock. Oh, that's oof. Let me explain something to you. For a company like Tencent to take a loss of 9% income, that's a lot. As we showed you, 50% income. If you spent 10,000, you now only have 5,000 of that 10,000. Now, 10,000 isn't really a crazy number because that's just a number to get you to understand. But now, imagine you have billions or millions. I don't know about billions. Imagine you got $3 million in a company and you lose $300,000. That's 30%. 10% is you lose $100,000 if you spent $1 million. And keep in mind that Tencent is not the type of company to throw $1 million at a studio of Ubisoft's size, stature, and resume. They're probably throwing like 6 and 7 and 20 million at Ubisoft to get enough stock to like have a ownership in them. Now, again, I'm not saying these are not exact numbers. These are just numbers that give you an idea of how fucking crazy this is. When companies and conglomerates that big lose money, they're not playing. You gotta figure it the fuck out, or you gonna lose, or you might just get sued. They might get it back in blood. While a buyout of Ubisoft was one possibility discussed, another route they have talked up is a collaborative buyout and taking a company private again. I mean, at this point, Ubisoft, they might just have to go private. They might. I don't know. Because being public sure ain't working out for them, so. After initial reports on a potential buyout arose, Ubisoft stocks rose as much as 33% in Paris, the largest gain since their IPO way back in 1996. Damn, how old is Ubisoft? I thought Ubisoft started in like the 2010s. Ubisoft, it should be over here. Stock price, CEO, headquarters, founded 1986. What the fuck? How long is their resume? Ubisoft game. I want to know what their first games was. There we go. Let's see Ubisoft games. 86 through 99. Their first game was Zombie Trivial Pursuit. Okay, so yeah, they go way back because I don't know none of these fucking games. Pro Tennis Tour, Othello Killer, Brain Blasters, Fred. Yeah, I don't know none of these games. So that's probably just when they came to prominence because of Assassin's Creed, maybe. Because I'm not recognizing none of these games. I also wasn't. Wait, pole position. The fuck? That's the first game I recognized. Okay, so yeah, they made some bangers before. Anyway, back to reading this article. The discussions are reportedly in an early phase, and there's no guarantee Ubisoft will move on any of these options, which is true. And that's just tag stuffing, basically. Oh wait, Ubisoft's most recent large release, Star Wars Outlaw, has admittedly performed below their expectations and prompted them to release it on a competitor store. Oh yeah, I heard about that the other day, but I didn't think it was major news. Yeah. So for those of y'all who also don't know, if you've ever brought a Ubisoft game and played it, you can't just play a Ubisoft game through Steam or through Epic with the regular means. Basically, if you did buy the game on those stores, they would basically download the Uplay launcher on your computer, then launch the games using the Uplay launcher, which for people who don't play on PC, just understand the Uplay launcher sucks. Imagine you start up your game and you basically just have to walk away for 20 minutes to wait for your game to start. And we're not talking about loading screens and stuff like that of the actual game yet. The launcher has to start. So imagine, you know, when you're on the home screen in your PlayStation and you click the game and it shows you the picture that loads up the actual game. Before it loads data of the game, it has to load up the actual game. Imagine if you went and clicked on that picture on your PlayStation and you had to look at that for 20 minutes. Then on top of that, you had to wait another 20 minutes for your game to update every damn time you upload it. I mean, not upload it, every time you open it. Yeah, that sounds like it would be a sucky experience that would discourage you from playing the game for real, or make it real inconvenient to play the game. So yeah, that's what the Uplay Origin launcher experience was like. Now that they're finally releasing it on Steam, maybe, just maybe, it'll open in a reasonable time. Maybe it won't take 10,000 years for their games to start up, but that is a big maybe. This one I wanted to kind of glance over. Hogwarts Legacy 2 already has a perfect release date. I want to find it. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or even on... Oh, wait, no. While the year of the sequel's release date may be under speculation, the date of the game's release could be quite obvious. Though many will be excited to receive a sequel on September 1st in honor of the start of the Hogwarts school year. Actually, that would be cool. That would be cool. On Halloween to honor the passing of James and Lily Potter. Nah, I still think September 1st would be better. On June 26th to honor the original publication coming out, or even the 31st to celebrate the birthday of the boy who lived. Another is whatever. That kind of doesn't matter. What I wanted to say about this game is, if you're not aware, this game is made by WB. Now, why is that not a good thing? Even though I didn't play the first game, I understand a lot of people were fans of the first game, unless you were on one of those people getting attacked by that damn website of has the streamer play that wizard game, right? So this was a game a lot of people love that touched their souls. The thing I wanted to say is, this being made by being a WB game, WB has said they shifted their focus into making live service games. So if you didn't see how Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League came out and see how fucking bad that damn game was, if you didn't see what happened to Shitty Versus and how fucked over that game is because WB held the gun to the developer's head and said, keep developing. Oh, by the way, add microtransactions all over the fucking place. Everybody in the fandom is crying that the microtransactions fuck up the gaming experience. Let's add another gaming mode and fuck up the experience of what could be a great thing with more shitty microtransactions that make it unfun for just about everybody to fucking play. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, they're moving towards more of that. They want to make more of those. Why? Because like I always say up on this damn stream, up on this channel, for some ungodly reason, just all these companies think they could make a game and then tell the developers to make it a Fortnite and that it'll print infinite money. That is not the goddamn case. And I have an article later where I talk about that. Oh wait, actually fuck it. We're gonna bring that up. We're gonna bring that up. I have an article talking about that in a second, but like every studio thinks that they can make a game and then make it a Fortnite because Fortnite has made billions, plural, billions of dollars for Epic since its inception. But the thing that a lot of these companies are neglecting is that Fortnite was fun first and foremost. Every once in a while, a Stumble Guys or a Fall Guys happens, but it's like Fortnite primarily focused on the experience of the player. That's why they outpaced PUBG, because like the idea of doing concerts in a game is still a new idea. Not a lot of games have done that, and Fortnite's not the first to do that. They're just the first to do it on the scale that they do it. And currently they have no real competition, because I'm gonna be honest, if you're a musician and a gamer, statistically speaking, you probably love Fortnite. And statistically speaking, if you were to do a concert in a game, a Unless it was like Grand Theft Auto, what other game would you want to do it in? Because like any other game you do it in, you're basically like shooting yourself in the foot. Because it's like, yeah, a lot of people play PUBG, but is your audience PUBG players? Statistically speaking, probably not. You might be able to get away with League of Legends if you're in a certain genre, like that genre being like some deviation of K-pop. Maybe if like you're a rock band that has international level recognition, if you're like an AC/DC or something like that, but it's more profitable to go to Fortnite if they even give a fuck about doing that type of thing. So it's like, this game, first off, this game gotta be good for anybody to give a fuck. That's number one. Number two, please don't make a live service. Like, on behalf of everybody who loved that game, and me just seeing this type of thing happen to games I loved before, I just pray it isn't live service for the fans. Another live service game that was once the fucking shining star of live service games, the example of what you wanted your live service game to come out and be like, has now fallen. And the set Overwatch 1.1 hits its second anniversary with little to show for it. After 2 trips around the sun, the sequel has become a husk of what Blizzard promised. Like I said, we always skip the first paragraph because that's usually tag stuffing or summarizing the article that you're about to read. And the 22nd year after 2000, everything changed for Overwatch. Well, I mean, kind of. It was supposed to, at least. Now, 2 years later, it's clear that wait, hold up. I need a more dramatic beat. Where is it? Please work. I'm gonna give it, my damn buttons never want to work. Where was I? I tried to put on dramatic music in the background, but oh wait, I know how I could do it. Let me stop that. No, brother. No, brethren.
Art is fine if the artists are paid. So
no, god damn it. Pause that.
It's very simple.
What the fuck? I didn't even click in that tab. Opera GX. Dramatic. The Last of Us. Oh wait, no, just put Telltale at the end. Telltale music. Actually, no, I want the sad theme. The Last of Us. Oh, I said The Last of Us. My dumbass. I meant to say The Walking Dead. The Walking. You know I meant dead. God damn it. The Walking Dead. Yeah, Alive Inside. That's the name of the damn song. Yeah, let's bust out the song. Loop that. And the 22nd year after 2000, everything changed for Overwatch. Well, kind of. It was supposed to, at least. Now, 2 years later, it's clear that my faith in Blizzard's original vision for the sequel hasn't been rewarded at all on any level. And that's mostly because we didn't get most of what was promised. A story-driven sequel that would nurture a thriving competitive suite. Now let's take stock of what we actually got. A free-to-play game that ignored the fact, basically, that people paid for the first game. A free-to-play game that took the original game that people paid $60 for. Me being one of those people. Well, I brought it on sale for $40, but actually secondhand. He brought it on sale for $50. I brought it secondhand from him for $40. Whatever. A game that people paid $60 for and spent thousands of dollars in loot boxes for. That game went free to play. And what did you get? If you bought the original game on disc, a fuck you. That's what you got. You got a fuck you. You got forced to pay for characters. Then they turned around and made those same characters for free. which was just a double fuck you. Then it's 2 years later, and we still never got the story mode that they said. So if you bought the original Overwatch, it's a triple fuck you. Oh wait, 4 layers to the cake. It's a quadruple fuck you, because the original version of Overwatch went offline. You can't even play Overwatch 1. If I didn't want to support Overwatch 2 and I wanted to only play Overwatch 1, it's just fuck you. So now I don't play Overwatch at all. But let's get back to the list. A battle pass system to unlock cosmetics. An incredibly expensive shop. Oh, by the way, a battle pass that was so fucking bad, people rather loot boxes. People rather gamble. The battle pass was so bad, people would rather be forced to gamble than to use that damn battle pass. But let's keep going. An incredibly expensive shop that keeps finding new ways to monetize the cosmetics you unlock as the seasons go by. A 5v5 competitive format that no one in the community can agree on, even as Blizzard tries to appease everyone. That they even tried to walk back by testing out a 6v6 mode. Now I don't know how their testing went and what they did with that, because I don't play games that disrespect me. I understand it's a corporation and they don't really care for me, but there's a difference between caring me, coddling me, and babying me and giving me everything I want, and disrespecting me. Quite frankly, what this game does is disrespect its players. And everybody who plays Overwatch, you's just a bitch ass nigga. It is what it is. You let this game, you let this game disrespect you. You let them do whatever and walk all over you, and you just accepted it. This is a whole list on the screen of things they promise that your ass ain't never gonna get. So if you continue to play Overwatch, you's just a bitch ass nigga. It is what it is. You gotta accept it. Everybody is who they is. Some people's a bitch ass nigga like you, an Overwatch player, and some people ain't. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But back to the list. PvE modes were gradually hacked off the game, including a story mode that got 3 missions, followed by radio silence from Blizzard. But every fucking time they dropped a skin, you as an Overwatch player were gonna hear about it. The Overwatch competitive league? Shot in the back of the head. Shit don't exist in the same capacity anymore. But look guys, we have a fucking My Hero collab that nobody asked for and that nobody gives a flying fuck about. Reports from us being Kotaku, and Bloomberg, that the narrative missions were canceled without an official announcement or an alternative to move the story forward. And the next point is what I was just about to say, but I pre-read it. The abandoning of the Pixar-style animated shorts that felt like an event, though they still put out some that were less exciting. So people like me who enjoyed and content from the first Overwatch, because I didn't have Overwatch year 1. It was like year 2 or 3 I brought Overwatch. So people who enjoyed those scenes and supported Blizzard's IP through like secondary means, like reading the comics, watching the cutscenes of the characters and stuff like that, they do up a double fuck you. They threw up another fuck you to y'all, because Blizzard don't like you bitch ass niggas. They said, yo, those cutscenes that we do that people support us for, what if we, hear me out, stop doing that? But why would you stop doing that? Not only do those help promote your IP, those actually directly make you money themselves, being that they're on YouTube and monetized, and that people who want to learn about the lore can officially go to you and get the lore from the horse's mouth instead of random nigga number 9 on the internet. But nah, that don't make sense. A growing reliance on crossover events that have some great skins, but are starting to feel like the only newsworthy thing that happens in the game. Didn't I say that earlier? Every time they have another collab skin that nobody gives a squirrel's nut about, yeah, it's all over the timeline. I ain't see one tweet from Overwatch or about Overwatch's competitive league. I ain't see nothing about new legends. The only time I see stuff about new legends is when I go directly to the Blizzard's page to look at their page and cry about how much potential this game that they lied and told us had. Like, bro, And then there was two characters that dropped. I didn't even see a trailer for them. I had to hear from somebody that they dropped. And that was already at the point where I was like, I don't care about the game anymore. I don't care about the game anymore. I just don't. They announced a character and they didn't drop a trailer. So for those of you who don't know, who didn't follow Overwatch 1 as hard as I did, in the original Overwatch, every time a character dropped like they said, well, not necessarily Pixar style, but they had like a cutscene basically that they created for the character that goes into a little bit of their story. They did at least one main one that like kind of shows them interacting with the world and shows off their powers and what they could do in a lore sense. And they would have another one that would be like in a more experimental art style that would show you like them and their lore and how they interact with the other characters and factions in the game. So like if they were a robot, and like for example, Reaper used to be on the Overwatch. That's like the main heroes of the Overwatch story, a literal team named Overwatch. He used to be a part of the Overwatch story, but after a while he turned dark. And he was friends with Soldier 76 while he was on the Overwatch team. It was deep, intricate stories like that that really got people interested in the story to the point to where people was crying, begging, pleading, asking for a story mode. Blizzard said, okay, we crack. We'll do it in the next game. Next game came out 2 years ago. Technically, Overwatch 2 came out in 2016. Why? Because it's the same damn game. Only thing they did is they said we're going free to play. Because we don't know how to balance the game, we want to put a 2 on the end and redesign one character and still have the fucking game be broken. Some cool events like the Mirror Watch remix from earlier this year, but mostly falling back on old shit like Summer Games and Winter Wonderland. So that's another thing. They're not even making new events. They're still doing the Frankenstein event from Overwatch 1 for Halloween. They might change it this year, but I doubt it. If they even do one. If they don't instead try and announce some collab skins, because like I said, every game is trying to be a fucking Fortnite, but they're not as good. They don't offer experiences that are as hard hitting as a Fortnite. And I'm gonna keep dick riding Fortnite, because a lot of these companies are holding themselves up to a standard they're never going to meet. You're not gonna be Fortnite, little bro. Stop trying to be Fortnite. And like, I don't say that as to say like no game can ever be great. I say that as to say like, if you meet somebody that's rapping and they say, I want to be the next XXXTentacion, you would look at them, you would put your hand on their shoulder, you would be like, look at me, little bro. Everybody can't be XXXTentacion. Be the first you. And you tell them that, but instead they go get on a beat and they go, oh, hey, yo, oh, ah! And you just look at them like, oh my fucking God. These niggas trying to be somebody. Once you create an environment where people compare you to somebody who's already seen as great, whether they're great or not, you're not gonna win that battle. You're not that guy. Even if you do get to that level to where they consider you on that person's level, they're always gonna put a knock next to your name, an asterisk next to your name, and say you came after them. So let's say, like, for example, even though I don't think the nigga's that great, Lil Wayne. If you are a high tier rapper and you try to say I'm better than Lil Wayne, niggas gonna look at you like, if I was standing next to you, I would smack you upside the head for saying that. Because no, you're not. Why would you compare yourself to Lil Wayne? Why would you call yourself the next Lil Wayne? You're not gonna be Lil Wayne, little bro. And I hope you don't. But that's a whole nother conversation. A few new, okay, I don't know about great, I've seen their movesets, nigga, they're just okay, heroes who build upon the world, add new dynamics and synergies to the team play, and are usually a lot of fun to play. A pretty neat pride of it. Well, I mean, shit. I would hope they are. I will hope they're doing pride events, or at the very least, they shut the fuck up and they're not homophobic. All of this should be read with the context of the extensive layoffs at Blizzard turnover due to the company's reported work culture, which, to sum it up, basically there's a lot of weirdos in the upper ranks of Blizzard. And when I say weirdos, I don't mean dudes who walk around stanking. They do walk around stanking, I'm assuming, but we're talking about sexual assaulters. We're talking about people making weird and inappropriate jokes in the workplace about the bodies of the people they work with, grabbing up on people. And like, it was to the point to where people called it a boys club and said if you weren't in that special boys club, you got discriminated against. You could look into that more. I haven't personally covered that because I was way before I started covering stuff, but you could go look into it. Just type in Blizzard workplace. You don't have to type in nothing else, just Blizzard workplace. Like 20 videos will pop up talking about it and going down the history from various different points in developments and blah 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 blah. I don't have no love for Overwatch. I'm not saying that shit out loud. After playing over 1,000 hours across both the original and the sequel, fuck everybody that continues to play the sequel. Characters like Soldier 76 Sombra and Life Weaver have embedded are some of my favorite have become some of my favorite video game characters of all time. This motherfucker writing the article loves playing at them, but that isn't enough anymore. I've been doing that shit since 2016. Bitch, I'm on autopilot. Unlocking cosmetics for them I won't fucking use, and feeding a machine that isn't giving me what I want or was promised. That's another thing, bro. You'll be unlocking cosmetic after cosmetic for these fucking character, but the cosmetic they know you actually want, $20. Like $20 for a fucking in-game skin? Yeah, you could keep that shit. That isn't gonna give like $20, bro. You could go get something good to eat at McDonald's. Well, not McDonald's, but you get what I'm trying to say. My numbers are going up, and that nigga's numbers are going up, and nights this nigga would rather otherwise stare at the ceiling or play a different game, what a concept, are still filled with my friends' laughter as we push payloads. It's a fucking problem with you niggas. If you don't like the game and if the game is disrespecting you, get off the game. Like, playing a game that actively disrespects their core fan base is like somebody walks up to you and they smack the dog shit out of you and they spit in your face and they trip you and they kick you while you're on the ground and call you names. And instead of fighting back or getting away from this random ass motherfucker that just did that, you go, that a little bit hot. I might just, you can abuse me. It's like, what? Are you okay? Are you sick in the head? You good, bro? That motherfucker just slapped you. What do you mean they're hot? Well, they looking kind of good. You know, they could do whatever they want to me. This is a sick I genuinely choked. This is a sick Negro. Like, bro. Well, I don't know if this person specifically is a Negro, but still, you hear what I'm saying. This is a sick individual. This is sick work. Nigga said this game is fucking horrible, but I'ma keep playing it. It's like, whoa. So the only game your friends play is your only game that your friends play is Overwatch? Get you some new friends, gang. Hey, no, that nasty stuff. Stop licking your own coochie, little girl. Where was I? And I used to be, I agree with this, and I used to be invested in this world. Now it's just a fashion show for characters who feel like props for the meta of the week. Hoping for the game that was promised feels futile at this point. But I still want it to be more than it is now. Because I love it when people disrespect me. People spit on me and I just go, ooh. But can a team that, you don't start a sentence over, but can a team that's been hit with cuts do more? The answer is no. Stop playing the game. Stop it. Let the game die. Some things, there's one thing I always say about games that I think the next article is going to bring up. The next article, I'm only going off the headline, but the headline itself is just masterpiece. Some games should be time capsules. Some games should just encapsulate an era. For example, we don't need a new Def Jam. I don't know if y'all know, but do y'all remember what the last Def Jam game was? Of course you don't. You didn't play it. And for the people unfortunate enough to even know about its existence, they don't want to play it. Why? Because it sucked. majorly. And the games in the series that you hold fondly, that you hold dear, that you believe are classics, if you actually look at the numbers, those games didn't sell well. And you want to know what's the number one reason why those games will never come back? Because none of the rappers that were in the game got paid. All of them, if they even got paid bullshit prices. Most of them niggas did that for the love of hip hop. Those same rappers today are not gonna do that. And the newer, younger rappers today, they're not gonna do that shit for the love. They're gonna say, where my bag at? So it's like, bro, some things just need to be a time capsule of that era. If you grew up or if you were around in the early 2000s, like hip hop scene at all, or you know about it, or you're well informed about it, that game encapsulates and feels like that era. That game doesn't have to be brought into 2024. I would love a sequel more than anything. But the nature of that game, I don't know if it'll survive today. It barely sold when it came out back then, and even though it's a platinum hood classic, I don't know if it'll sell well today. I don't know. But let's cut off the sad music and let's cut on some happy music. Cause I am so fucking glad. No, something more upbeat. Damn, stop giving me all the sad music. Where's the happy music? Yeah, some R&B shit. Wait till it. Okay. Now to some more upbeat article. Most players prefer single player games, new study claims. The survey showed that older gamers preferred playing solo. Wow. Are you telling me that the age range of gamers that actually support the economy in video games are tired of fucking logging in and doing goddamn assignments every day? You have to make 6 kills with the SMG today before you go to bed. You telling me grown ass people that have jobs don't like doing homework in a fucking video game? They don't like doing chores? They don't like doing tasks like they're in Among Us? Skip the first paragraph. As reported by GamesIndustry.biz, a new survey from Media Research, let's open that link in a new tab, suggests that 53% of people who play video games prefer playing by themselves and don't want to play online PvP and co-op modes. Wow! It almost sounds like a good portion of people who play video games just want a chill, relaxed experience to escape from whatever their troubles are. That's interesting. That's interesting. Wait, is this the most before? Okay, this is the actual report. So I'm gonna just stick to this thing because that looks like an article and they have the same screenshots and reporting shit in here, but they consolidated it. They have most likely consolidated it into simple examples. According to Media, in 2023 and 2024, the survey asked a range of players from America, Australia, the place where it always rains and niggas got fucked up teeth, Maple Syrup Land, Ubisoft Land, Germany, where Lil Yachty brought the walk to, Blanca's home, the southern part of Africa, food, about their various video game preferences. Yeah, it turns out most people like playing single player games. Dead ass? However, digging into the data reveals some more interesting findings. And let me look at the findings for myself first before I do anything. What is it? PvE is the blue line. Couch co-op is the dark blue line. Online PvP is the dark blue and single player is the light blue. So everybody over 35 guaranteed they like single player games more because that's what they grew up with. But people in my age range, they like about PvP and PvP and single player about the same. And 24 and 20 to 24. Oh, actually, this is my age range. 20 to 24, 35%. Less often do they prefer single player. Makes sense. In 16 to 19, it's overwhelmingly online PvP. But let me explain something about that number. People typically in the age range of 25 and under aren't really what people will qualify as gamers. Because when people say gamers, most of the time they don't just mean people who play games. Most of the time they mean people who are enthusiasts of gaming specifically. And when you're a gaming enthusiast, you don't want to play the same damn game over and over and put 1,000,000,000, trillion, billion, 100,000 hours on every freaking game. A lot of people, like, fun fact, a lot of people who play video games, they play like the same 5 games that are like 6 years old, or they play 2K, Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty, games that release every fucking year, and maybe once every 5 years the game is a bit different. Okay, so let's keep that in mind when we're talking about the average gamer, 25 and under. Most people who would consider themselves specifically gaming enthusiasts, the people that really spend the money on these online games, are typically above the age of 25. Mostly above the age of 30, right? The average gamer, like hardcore gaming enthusiast, is generally over the age of 30. So gameplay preferences by age bracket, and study is going off data from 2023. I want to know, how did they get their survey pool too, because that matters. Of all gamers, say 53% of all gamers say single player is their preferred way to play, the number one choice. It seems like the older you are, the more likely you are to avoid online game and stick to single player adventures. That can simply be explained by, on average, the older you are, the worse your reflexes get, the worse your hands get. Now, I don't know how easy this is going to be for everybody in my audience to understand, because generally speaking, my audience is going to be under 25. But the older you get, basically, the more your body randomly starts to hurt. We hear actually old people say this all the fucking time. But when you do a specific activity, that specific part of your body is more likely to hurt sooner. So, for example, if all day when you're playing video games, or all the time when you're playing video games, instead of doing chill little stuff like this, you know, maybe a button tap here or there, trigger pull, if all the time you're playing a game, you're doing this for hours and hours and hours on end. God forbid you play claw mode like this for hours and hours on end. Eventually, because you're straining your hands to do restrictive motions and restrictive poses, your hand is going to hurt the longer you play the game. Because I use a GCC for like 2-3 years straight, basically every day, get hand pain whenever I play games for too long, and especially whenever I use the GCC. Like, whenever y'all see me play Smash on stream, just know I'm playing through the pain, because I'm way too young to be taking painkillers. So I just be sitting there like, oof, my hand hurts. Y'all might even see me after I play a game of Smash with a GCC, because I refuse to play that shit with anything other than the GCC. Y'all might see me do this. Y'all, ow. I be getting real hand pains from playing Smash. That's a real thing. I went to the hospital for that. So like, and then the older it gets, the more likely it is to happen. The more likely it is to just be random body pains from doing shit. So people who are older quite literally can't play all these PvP games on average, because it makes their hands and their brain hurt. Because it's like all these people learning all these new methods, sitting on YouTube for 2 hours just to lose for 5. It's like, bro, you ain't got time for that. And even if you do got the time, you don't give enough fucks to do that. But you got enough time to maybe hop on Astrobot for 20-30 minutes, play it, get the fuck off, and go on with your life. You have time to play a game like Uncharted, where you get to see this cool cinematic experience for maybe half an hour, and then hop the fuck off. You got time to play a level or 2 of God of War. You got time to play an episode of Telltale's The Walking Dead. You got time to play a game that's just simple, fun for an hour or 2 and get the fuck off. And even if you do got the time to play a game for 6 hours, who's to say that you actually want to do that? Because even when you're an enthusiast of something, that don't mean you can't get tired of it. That just means your tired is other people's peak high point. So for example, me being tired of games is me playing games for 2 hours a day, every day a week. That's me being tired of games, playing for 2 hours. Me, like, loving games, there's been times where I've sat down and played a game for 10, 12 hours at a time. Now that's not often, but I'm just saying that's towards my peak of like Saturdays and weekends over at friend's house, and we just sitting there playing each other on a game all day. That's what I mean by like, that's my peak, that's my highest. And there's even been times where I spent like 10 hours playing Fortnite back when I used to play Fortnite and stuff like that. Like just spending time on a game with my friends, chilling. There'll be a lot of that time we just sitting in the lobby making jokes with each other and shit like that. Every joke for them was, oh, but you don't have a skin. And it's like, well, I don't suffer from FOMO, you bitch ass nigga. Let's talk about the fact that, you know, rose battles and stuff like that. But still, that's still time I spent on the game. Because I was always on my knees when I was playing Fortnite. When I was playing Fortnite, I was a damn prostitute. I always had my kneecaps touching the floor. It is what it is. Point is, if I wasn't on there with my friends, would I have been on the game? Probably, but not as much. But that's besides the point. Point is, it's like, yo, my low tolerance is higher than an average person's high tolerance. Let's get back to reading though. 70% of gamers over the age of 55 told Mightia they prefer single player games over co-op or online PvP. In fact, the younger you are, the more likely you are to want to play with other people. There's a thing I've been saying for a while that I realize gaming for most people under 25 is just a social experience. So like, all your friends are hopping on the game, you might as well hop on the game. Or let me break it down like this. All your friends are hopping on the game, so you might as well. The girl you got a crush on, she plays Fortnite. Statistically speaking, if she's under 25, she plays Fortnite, 2K, Call of Duty. Oh damn, that was on beat low key. She statistically speaking plays FIFA, 2K, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. She probably plays one of those games. Most likely Fortnite. That just from what I noticed, most likely Fortnite. You don't think horny ass niggas that do anything for pussy ain't gonna hop on, ain't gonna be like, I mean, maybe I could download this dumbass game and play it, even if they hate it, just because whoever their crush is on it? You think niggas not gonna do that? If you think niggas not gonna do that, you must have not seen the links that niggas go to for actual horniness. So there's a lot of social, and that's just one example of a strong social factor. That's just like the easiest example that I could think up in this current moment. But the point is, like, there's a lot of reasons for them to play Fortnite, socially speaking. Not in terms of they actually like Fortnite. They just play it because everybody else plays it and they just get used to playing it and they just accept it. Only 30% of players under the age of 19 prefer playing solo. Like I said, after you come home from school, statistically speaking, all your friends are playing 2K Fortnite. What you gonna play? Most likely 2K Fortnite. Another interesting data point. 58% of mobile gamers prefer single player titles. That's actually shocking. That one surprised me. A ton of mobile game. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, yeah. Because statistically speaking, people who play mobile games are going to be used to playing not stuff like Call of Duty Mobile, but stuff like Candy Crush. This new shit I found that's basically like Guitar Hero for mobile. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I think about it, that actually kind of does make sense. A ton of mobile games feature multiplayer gameplay and online social connections, but it seems a lot of people want to chill and play Ball of Tarot on their phone. I'll give you the ad revenue. What the fuck is Ball of Tarot? Oh, this shit. I heard about this, but I never played it. I'm gonna give it a chance. I think it's on Steam too, if I'm not mistaken. Cause I heard about this game overtaking Candy Crush. Yeah, it's on Steam. If it's on EGS, I'll give it a try. Platform, Android, Nintendo Switch, Mac OS. Oh yeah, this is on every fucking thing. Not EGS? This shit, I'll play it on Switch because I refuse to play that shit on Steam. Y'all know how it is. Big fuck Steam over here. While waiting for the bus or listening to a podcast. That's a fact. Whenever you play a multiplayer game, you gotta hope that the online of the game you're playing is alive. Yo, where's my tissue? You gotta hope that the online multiplayer of the game you're playing is not dead, number one. Number two, you gotta give a fuck about playing competitive games and be a fucking sweaty. Most people don't want to do that. Most people don't want to go through I forgot what it's called, but basically most people don't want to lose, so they just play single player where they could just win all the time against the bots and stuff like that, because it's easier, it's simpler, and like they said, most of the time people who play games on mobile are playing because they're waiting for the bus or something, or they're in a car trip to Uber or something like that to go somewhere, so they got 15-20 minutes in an Uber. Fuck it, I might as well play this game. Maria says that young players were more likely to be able to get friends. I love when I'm proven right. Maria says that younger players were more likely to be able to get friends together regularly to play various live service games, while people 25 and older had busier lives that interfered with multiplayer gaming. You gotta think about it. The force that drives gaming is not kids. There's a lot of people that have this weird misconception that only kids play games. No, there's a lot of grown-ass men and grown-ass women that grew up with games and gaming that still play video games. As I said earlier, most of the people under 25, statistically speaking, before I even read this part, before I even got to this part of the article, play those games as a social experience. They don't necessarily care about the game all the time. They care about the people they're playing the game with. Like for example, an example I could give you is Uno. If you really take a second to think about the way most people play Uno, it's fucking sucks, it's terrible, and it's stupid. But the people you're playing Uno with are why you're playing Uno. And that's why I never play Uno with anybody. I don't want to play Uno with you niggas. Also, a lot of people be using imaginary rules in Uno. Like, oh, colors, we gonna stack cards, colors, you could put runs of cards. Like, bro, the fuck is it? Wait a minute. Oh, like, bro, what do you mean you could put a run of cards up there? Nigga, this is not phase 10. Fuck is wrong with you? Niggas think we playing rummy or something. But like, yeah, a lot of people play imaginary rules with Uno, because I don't mind traditional Uno, but I don't play Uno if people's playing with imaginary backwards jailhouse ass rules. Maria also says that younger gamers like to take vacations from games like Fortnite and Apex Legends, and suggests that publishers and devs should try to release new single player games towards the end of live service seasons when players are more likely to be looking for a break. I don't know about that one, because that's kind of hard to plan around. That's one of those things that's impossible to plan around, because unless you work in that studio or you have very close connections, you'll never know when the end of the season is. And let's say they do have the end of the season be in 2 months. Who says that my game is going to be ready to be dropped right now so that I could take advantage of that 2 months of nobody playing Fortnite or whatever, let's say. I don't know about that one. I don't know. Data wise, that may make sense, but reality wise, that I don't see that working out. Now, it could be something I'm missing. Like I always say, I am not God. I am not the all-knowing, all-seeing content creator. It may be something I'm missing, but I don't see that working out. Of course, while this data shows that single player is still a very, very popular type of video game, companies, y'all love seeing numbers. Here's the numbers. Here's the proof. Here's a breakdown of the proof. Of course, while this data shows that single players, blah, 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 I doubt publishers will stop pushing for live service hits. I swear to God, I didn't read the next sentence when I said that. The reality is that single player games are expensive to make and take years to develop, just like live service titles. If a live service game can build a large audience, you can spend years supporting it. Yeah, but the thing about that is, most live service games are essentially developers building a plane while the plane is in the sky. And the thing about that is, most of these developers' planes would never get off the runway. Most of these games don't get off the runway, let alone in the sky. So it's like, not everybody can build a plane while it's flying and make additions to that plane. Because one thing you gotta realize is, if you drop a game like, let's say, a Cyberpunk, and you build a plane while it's flying, Cyberpunk is a single player game. So once you fix the game, basically that's infinite money, more or less. People are gonna buy that game for years and years upon end. The example I would love to use is The Witcher. The Witcher is on damn near everything at this point. Actually, better example, Skyrim. Skyrim is a single player game. If you go in your bathroom to take a poo-poo on your electric toilet, I guarantee you Skyrim is on it. And also that Doom could run it, but Skyrim is on that toilet. You get ready to go, so instead of playing your game, go ahead and play Skyrim on your electric toilet. You have the luxury of that. But back to talking about this this article. Like, yeah, a lot of you don't have good planes to build, period. A lot of y'all, now on top of the fact that y'all don't have good design planes, even if y'all do build a plane that gets off the runways and fly, after you finish building a plane, being that it's a live service game, you not only have to build the plane while you're flying, you have to make adjustments and additions. So out of only the materials you have on the plane, excuse me, you now have to make a jet engine for the plane. And keep in mind that metaphorically, you're not landing the plane to get parts. So you can only use parts of the plane that's there, but you can't take parts away from other parts of the plane, or else your plane will start to nosedive. And you metaphorically speaking and literally speaking, don't ever want your damn plane to dive. You don't ever want your plane to start doing this at any point in time, right? So it's like a lot of y'all need to, like, not literally, but basically need to stop building a plane while it's flying. And first off, y'all need to sit down with some schematics. Y'all need to go do some research, study. If we've built planes that have flew before, what made people like the way that those planes fly? What made people feel safe in those planes? You got to think of factors like that and then apply it to the future. See what we could take and what we could apply to the future. But of course not. They'd rather try and build a plane while it's flying because they saw Fortnite do it and Fortnite made a lot of money. A lot of people not knowing that the plane was already built when Fortnite flew it. Actually, the plane was in testing and in beta when Fortnite was ready to fly. And they said, no, we're still not ready to fly. Let's make sure that this plane has everything it needs to get up off the ground. And then on top of that, on top of making a plane as good as it can be, having a plane in beta doing test runs with the plane, they also added new features and implemented new ideas and ways that nobody thought of that innovated the field and the experience of the person riding in the plane, and ways that previously weren't implemented or weren't even thought of in the ways that they were. But nah, make it a Fortnite. And making a lot of money while not having to make another big single player experience. Even though history is littered with dying or dead live service games and data shows player-like single-player one-and-done adventures, the promise of more money is likely too alluring for most publishers in 2024. I don't have to explain to y'all how much money Fortnite made, but as I'ma keep saying on this topic, everybody wants a fucking Fortnite, but you're not gonna get it. Time to take my ritualistic sip-a-listic of water. Bro, I got ants in my room from the summertime that haven't gone away yet, and it's annoying because every year this happened. I'll start seeing ants in my room. I'll start doing my anti-ant treatment and care, but you know, still a couple will always slip through the cracks. And like until like September, I'll still be seeing ants. It's like, damn, bro, it's not hot outside. Y'all ain't collect enough food in the summer. Lazy ass ants. Like, bro, get up on my crib. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all not supposed to still be trying to collect food. Y'all need to go do something else, bro. Anyway, what was I about to do? Oh, I was about to exit out this article. All right. Where was the October joint? So that means this. Wait, what is this? Oh no, that's the more general stuff. So what was this? Actually, yeah. I didn't reorganize my tabs properly. Basically, Fortnite is coming for that FPS bag. Now there's a whole bunch of article talking about stuff, but I wanted to watch this clip and see what it was look like, what it was talking about. Is Fortnite coming for that Call of Duty bag? Let's see how this looks. That cursor is way too small. That might just be personal preference though. They definitely would need to adjust the UI some, cause like when reloading the gun, it shouldn't go all the way over here. They definitely would have to readjust the way the camera works. But like everything on the UI besides like this over here looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Now I know that some people, they may be looking at this going like what the fuck, why does this matter? To me, I personally I like the gameplay of first person games more, but I more often enjoy third person games. And I personally feel like if you're making a first person game, that like you shouldn't focus too much on cosmetics and stuff like that and focus on core experiences. So like they're better for multiplayer games, and that third person games are usually better for single player games. Like I said, this is an example of the exact opposite, but you get my point. I like it. I just wanted to watch this footage on stream and see what it was talking about. This is looking good. This is looking good. Now I want to read. Is it? And workarounds be gone. Feature begins. The new first person. This is a statement from Epic. The new first person camera mode device enables you to create polished first person experiences rendered from the character's viewpoint. Oh, so this is basically like a new feature for Fortnite creative. Even though like they said workarounds be gone, there was already workarounds. Now they're officially supporting a way for you to do that, which also backs up the point in that video I made while I was deriding Fortnite. I said, look, y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want, but Fortnite continues to innovate. Fortnite putting Creative 2.0 in their game was financially the best system they could ever do, because Fortnite 2.0 is its own game engine. Now I didn't say it exactly like that in a video, but if you want to go watch that video, I hope I remember to put the link down below to go watch that. But the link to the channel at the end of the video for sure is going to be a link to that video. But oh, I just thought about it. Maybe I should link that video at the end of all my videos. Okay, I'm getting smart now. But like I was saying, one thing I was saying about Fortnite is Creative 2.0 is a great idea, because people have created entire games in Creative 2.0. This is what I mean. Like, this is Fortnite. Somebody could like change up these assets, change up the lighting, restrict it to certain cosmetics for the mode, and this wouldn't even look like Fortnite. That's fucking crazy. I never thought that would be the situation. I never thought that would be the case. You can see where Epic is probably going with this. Once the feature is ready for prime time, I imagine first person battle royale will be an official blah blah blah. But I wonder what constitutes popular enough to support first person mode indefinitely. Yeah, I don't care. This person is just yapping and talking just to talk, basically. But yeah, I thought that idea was cool. And before I wrap up like the specific gaming news and go into like more general gaming news, before I like go into the more specific gaming news, I wanted to wrap up the general gaming news with this funny ass TikTok I saw, basically slandering bitch ass Nintendo.
This whole game is a middle finger to Nintendo. After the whole Pal World thing, might as well be. Sue us, Nintendo. Look, we have jumping just like Mario Sunshine. Oh my, we have monkeys just like that arcade game you made. Did you know Nintendo invented monkeys? Up!
Which I brought up the other day. It's weird that they're running down on somebody for using a specific concept that's similar to another pre-existing concept when they years ago won a lawsuit about that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the story behind Nintendo getting sued for Donkey Kong being similar to King Kong. Like, you could probably go on YouTube and type up, actually, you know what? Fuck it, we'll do it live. No. Why? No, god damn it. Oh, you. I'll watch this video eventually. I think before the video starts. Okay, that works. Nintendo versus, what did I say? On King. Oh, actually no. Nintendo King. Does it just pop up in a regular result? Nintendo King Kong. Yup. Okay, no, it didn't pop up. Nintendo King. Oh, here it is. This is a short about it. All right, maybe this will summarize it up.
He got his name.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. That is how Kirby got his name. I forgot about that.
Ties back to the original Donkey Kong.
Here's the story for those of y'all. So for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, this is great because this gives you a visualization to the Nintendo slander. Bro, get to liking and subscribe for that. But originally, I'm gonna just play the video.
Back when Universal Studios sued Nintendo for Donkey Kong because of trademark infringement, they thought Donkey Kong was copying King Kong. The characters having an ape holding a damsel in distress on a skyscraper, and then the name Donkey Kong.
Well, the Donkey Kong part, I could actually agree with a little bit, but Kong is a general term. So, also, you see how fucking vague that is? You see how vague that is? A monkey holding a damsel in distress. What?
King Kong? So Universal Studios sued Nintendo.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But Nintendo's lawyer was able to prove that there could be no confusion between the movie and the video game because the mediums of entertainment were so different.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but most people call Power World Pokemon with guns because Pokemon is so dominant in a monster catching genre that everything in that genre is usually just a Pokemon ripoff. Power World, gameplay wise, is completely different from Pokemon because people always like to bring up the similarities between Power World and Pokemon. And I will always also say, okay, yes, if I start trying to bring up the similarities between any two things, I can make them seem like the same thing. Like, for example, does it make sense to eat a dodgeball? Hell no. You probably looking at the screen like, why would eat a dodgeball? Where's he going with this? Fundamentally speaking, a dodgeball is the exact same thing as an apple. It's something that's round. It has its atoms are carbon. It's round. And you could bite it and swallow it down your throat, put it in your stomach and poop it out. You can also take an apple, which is a round thing, bite it, swallow it down your throat and poop it out your stomach. You see how fucking stupid that sounds? Same thing with Nintendo suing Power World because they have a character that throws balls at monsters to catch it. It's like, bro, Pokemon has never made a game where you could build a base and enslave Pikachu. The fuck are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about here?
And most importantly, he proved that the name Kong was under public domain. So Nintendo had free reign to use Donkey Kong any way they wanted. So as a thank you to the lawyer, Miyamoto actually gifted him a sailboat named Donkey Kong and named one of their franchise characters after him. And that name?
Kirby.
Because the lawyer's name was John Kirby. Do you know how Kirby got his name?
Kirby!
But don't let the Pokemon fans hear that. The Pokemon fans is already in my comments saying stupid shit like, oh, Sphinxes aren't that much older than Steamboat Willie. Nigga. Basically, on that Pokemon fans, you make me sick video, Pokemon fans is in a fucking frenzy under that. But let's go back to this video.
Remember your game Arms?
That nobody played, even though it was good.
They did the thing that you did and you're not happy about it. Nintendo, look at that. Rings of power that shoot out from an enemy you have to jump over. Nintendo invented circles, guys. You know that? Nintendo invented circles.
Oh, you know what's also another thing? Nintendo is the first console I could think of that had a button labeled X on their controller. Where's the PlayStation lawsuit? Where's the Xbox lawsuit? I'm just saying, why y'all ain't never sue the niggas that made the Ouya?
Oh, I can spray liquid. Nintendo, remember when you made a game about spraying liquid?
Hey, yo.
Liquid Nintendo? Do you own Liquid Nintendo? Oh, I'm riding on a Stingray. Nintendo sued me. You invented riding on a Stingray, didn't you?
What game was that?
Sue them! They made a monkey slap the ground just like you did! Sue them, Nintendo! Sue them!
I just wanted to bring that up because that clip had me dying laughing, and it's just another comedic way to illustrate the point that I was talking about. I'll put it real quick.